This is Dr. Pierre Milo speaking, narrating my book, Rising from the Ashes of Loss, My Voyage Through Grief. Post number 27. Still in the pre-loss. More denial, more hope, more anger, more resentment, more accusations, more guilt, more everything. This period was in an upswing, at least in the beginning. The first round of chemotherapy was finished, and it was a rest period for Louise. Her hair has started to grow back again, for which she was grateful. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I was never shy of telling her how great she still looked, even as a baldy. The colorful scarves that she expertly wrapped around her head only added to her natural beauty. Another detail to be praised also was the fact that all through the treatment she was always nausea-free. A big gift. Was it the workings of the little yellow pills taken after each chemo treatment? Or the mountain of natural supplements I had her ingest in an effort to enhance the efficiency of the treatment and minimize its side effect? Who cares? Who knows? Something worked, and it was all that mattered. Since the storm had calmed down somewhat, we started to look for an alternative health practitioner for the continuation of her treatment. We wanted a therapist who would have a solid understanding of both alternative and conventional medicine, a doctor licensed in both disciplines. Not easy to find. Our goal was not only to use natural medicine as an adjunct, but as Louise's main cancer therapy. After lengthy researches and numerous attempts to find the rare pearl, one name came up constantly. Dr. R. from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Getting an appointment was not an easy thing to do, as he was booked solid. I had to push and insist that he see Louise as soon as possible. It was urgent. Her care is serious, urgent, I argued relentlessly. I guess I must have been a good negotiator or a real pain in the neck that one is eager to get rid of, but because Dr. R finally agreed to meet with Louise the following week. Our first visit to the alternative doctor. Dr. R was a tall, slim, cool guy with a full dark brown beard, and he insisted that we call him by his first name. His impressive resume detailing his academic and alternative training was available through a brochure in the waiting room. Aside from his medical degree, he had traveled extensively around the world to study the masters and gurus of legendary ancient body, mind, spirit disciplines. After talking shop for a while, as I too was also a licensed naturotherapist, I felt confidence of his abilities and knew that we had found the right expert. The first thing of the agenda was to establish a baseline. Therefore, a complete blood work was ordered. Also, he talked to us about chelation therapy and the damage that heavy metal intoxication can cause to the immune system. Therefore, a special test was also recommended, and, of course, both tests involve needles again. A real nightmare for Louise, damn it. We talked about nutrition, supplements, natural medication, and herbs that Louise would have to take as adjuncts to the 10 sessions of chelation therapy meant to reduce her body's heavy metal intoxication level. I thought that going right away with the treatment was a bit premature since we didn't even have the test results yet. But Dr. Hart seemed to believe that it was a fait accompli, that due to our modern way of life, most of us are subject to being contaminated by those kinds of toxins. I reasoned then that in the off chance that he was right, I should ask to take the test also, since I needed to remain in top shape for Louise's sake. So I went ahead with the whole shebang. I had read extensively on the subject, and the reports on this safety and efficiency were very positive. Costly treatment, by the way, but we were considered that the tag of $400 for each test was well worth it. One test before each treatment, and one test after each treatment. And double that for me. When it comes to saving one's life, the thing's too expensive. So here we were, a week later for the test, both patiently sitting side by side in two comfy leather chairs, all hooked up to a drip system similar to the one used in chemotherapy. Differed, though, was that instead of burning chemicals, the liquid running through our veins was laced with some kind of binding agent meant to attract the heavy metals out of our system. Shortly after the infusion was finished, through a urine analysis, our blood's intoxication level would then be determined. Through the roof, he said. Through the roof, said the good doctor as he read Louise's test results. The sheet of paper he held in his hands showed a graph detailing a list of heavy metal spread out into a neat column descending on the left side of the page. The level of intoxication was demonstrated by colored lines extending from each name and crisscross another set of lines extending downwards that indicated the degree of intoxication. As he pointed out with a steady finger to a line in particular, he commented on the fact that all through his career, he had only met 10 patients with similar results. The red line he was bringing our attention to extended way beyond all the others, so much so that it would have necessitated another whole sheet of paper to capture the full picture. It's extraordinary that she can swim at all, I said in a stupid attempt to tighten the moment, because she was obviously sometimes swimming. Her lead level were way off the chart and must absolutely be reduced in order to make any significant progress. My test results were high also, but never as dramatic as Louise's. This enlightenment did not really come as bad news for us, though, since it represented increased chances of recovery from her cancer once the lead in her body would be removed. At that time, we thought that we had found the culprit on Louise's demise and entered into a new battle to come with confidence and renewed hopes. Little did we know that more hardships were yet to come.